Thank you for joining us for Real Estate on the Lowcountry. I am here with Goosehead Insurance, and it is Meg Herman and Alan Boatwright today. And last time we talked to Goosehead Insurance, it was kind of our introduction to the company. So welcome back. It's good to see you. But today we're going to kind of jump into the meat of the matter here when it comes to homeowners insurance these days, because people are getting a surprise.
Not actually a good one.
Right. So let's talk about that.
So yeah, if we can help, do prepare yourself when you open up your homeowner's insurance renewal. Chances are that your rate has gone up, and to the tune of maybe 20 to 70%.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, and it's not just a little tick up; it's significant.
It's jumping, yeah.
So when you pull it out and you look at it, try not to be shocked. This is really a result of what we call a hard market in the insurance business. And all industries do some kind of consolidating and expansion, right? So we are in a consolidating period for insurance, which means that we have fewer insurance companies that are willing to take the risk in our coastal barrier island, and a real tightening of the guidelines with fewer players in the industry, and we're seeing big premium increases.
And so talk to us a little bit about, when companies decide we're getting out of this market, because that did happen with an insurance company that I was with. Yep, we're gone, we're not doing this anymore, so we had to change. Why do companies decide to do that? Did what happened in Florida this year? Is it just an accumulation of the hurricanes that we've had here? What causes that?
There's a lot of different reasons and answers for that, but I mean, a lot of it is their guidelines, they're tightening them up, and some of it could be the distance to the coast thing, so they're backing away from just the coast or the whole island itself. Right. There's all kinds of different guidelines that they just want to tighten up and not cover this area.
Yeah, so it's too big of a risk for them.
Pulling away, right.
So in that case, how do you find the best rate for you in this hard market?
Great question. When you open up your packet, make sure to look at what they're offering you versus what you had the prior year. There could be some changes to the dwelling amount, an increase because the cost to rebuild.
Rebuilding costs, yep.
Significantly more.
Right.
So that could be a factor. You're buying more insurance in that case. And then it's also good to reach out to your local insurance professional to help you kind of ferret through all the different coverage options. Potentially there's some changes that you can make to hopefully make the cost more palatable.
Right. And what are some of those changes? I know with us, our dwelling, because I guess, and I'm not very well versed. You guys are the experts, so correct me where I'm wrong. But each year, it was like my dwelling coverage was going up by a certain percentage, and at some point it got to where it was just that was way too high, or the personal property was way too high, and the dwelling wasn't high enough. So tell us about what kind of percentages we're looking at for those things.
Well, I mean, it just depends on the area sometimes, but the cost to rebuild a home itself it's gone up. I mean, we've seen the spike in lumber go up last year. It kind of came back down, but just from start to finish, if you ever had a total loss, they'd have to rebuild the entire structure, entire home, replace everything inside, everything. So it just there's a whole bunch of different elements in it.
Yeah, and what is a rule of thumb when it comes to personal property? Because that's a number I think can get skewed pretty quickly.
So that's a great question, because used to be in the industry, everybody had 50% of their dwelling amount as their personal property or their contents limit. I think now we're seeing these really big, high dwelling coverage amounts in $300, $350 a square foot, and that may not be the right percentage. 50% of that large number really might not be the right number for your 1,500 square foot house. So
exactly.
It's an interesting question, but you got to kind of walk through it and think of these are all my belongings, my clothing. This is what I need to replace these things. So we can kind of have a conversation about that. There's not a great rule of thumb, though, I think is the answer.
It's individual to everybody.
It is. You got to wrap your head around how much you have.
Okay. Yeah, very true. And so we have about a little less than a minute left, but you mentioned it was a hard market.
Yep.
But before we started filming, you said that always is followed by a soft market. So is that good news?
Yeah, I'm always an optimist, right? So a hard market is some of the things I think that have happened that have led us here is, COVID happened. Yeah. Interest rates went very, very low. Most insurance companies are making their money off investing their reserves. So we've got these lower investment income. Then we have catastrophic storms that have happened.
Right.
So those kind of are coming together to get to this place where we really don't have as many insurance companies. Right. Interest rates are going back up. Things will start to ease up, and we'll see more competition in the marketplace. Some pundits say 18 months, some say 24.
But at some point.
Chances are there will be growth and there will be, added competition in our area.
Full circle.
Excellent. Well, Meg and Alan, thank you both for being with me. It was a pleasure to see you today, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.